All right, welcome to this episode of JB&A Today Live. We are at our pre-NAB show in Las Vegas, Nevada. And of course, NAB starts tomorrow. But today we want to do a little bit to show you some of the things you can find on the floor. And of course, at our event, which is happening right now. Okay, so with me is Jody Clifford from FarmersWife. Okay, first I got to ask the name.
The name, I know.
No,
everybody
not Jody, FarmersWife. Okay, good.
Everybody asks about it. We're actually, the guy who wrote this, our founder, he's a Scandinavian guy, but living in Majorca, which is actually where we're based. And at the time, a small village there where there were farms all around us when he was writing the software. And literally, he had the idea, you know, a farmer's out in the field, but the person who's making sure that everything gets taken care of, is organized, and gets done on time is the farmer's wife. And so there, the concept was born.
That's actually really brilliant.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense, because that is what the software does.
It does. It takes care of, you know, all the things that are your business depends on. If it doesn't run smoothly, you know, are your profits as high as they can be? Are you losing, you know, a return on investment on things like that? So
yeah, and I think it's a side of the business that most clients don't think about, right? They're focused on, can I make the best content? Do I have the right camera? Is it the lighting correct? But the reality of it is, it's a business in the end.
It is.
You have to make money, you have to be profitable.
Yeah.
And that's really what your software does.
Yeah, and you have to be efficient. And the way you do that is something like FarmersWife. People will come to us and they're scrambling to, you know, figure out what kind of staffing they need, what rooms, equipment, do they have enough, when are the conflicts coming, can they take on more work, are they profitable on their jobs, and we can help them do that, from budgeting to, you know, giving estimates to your clients, and then you start scheduling. It's at its heart a scheduling tool. So you have a scheduling tool, you're making sure that you know where people are supposed to be, where they're going to be, you know, if you have freelancers, and then your actuals, once people are starting to put in their actuals and their time reports, then all of a sudden you have your real-time actuals next to your budget, and suddenly you realize, like, hey, you know what, we didn't budget enough hours for that job, let's do it better next time. And then suddenly, you know, you're able to look at your jobs and go, this is a profitable job for us, this is not a profitable job for us.
Well, it's, you know, media asset management makes teams more efficient, makes production more efficient. And in the reality, I always laugh, because you are truly asset management, but not the media, the other assets, the employees, the time, the computers, which gear is being used.
Exactly. And you know, when you're starting to track all of that, all of a sudden you have all this data at your fingertips. You know, you have 4 cameras that everybody's fighting over. At the end of the year, you're looking at how much you've utilized them or how much life they have left, and how we have all those numbers because you've put it all in. And then suddenly you're going to budget meetings with the evidence you need to, okay, we do need another camera, it makes sense for us, or we need to hire another person, or whatever it might be. So you have that information at your fingertips. As long as you're putting it in the system, we give you a way to get it out.
Nice. Okay, so it's software.
Yep, software.
Runs local to the clients.
Yep, it's a server software, so that sits either on a server in your facility. We can host it for you on the cloud. It really makes no difference to us.
Okay, so it can go in the cloud on that side. Simple interface to go into, and if you're a scheduling manager, you're going into finding the project. If you're an editor, you log in and keep record of your time spent on editorial.
The editors and they have a much simpler interface, so they're sitting at their laptop with a web interface, which is as much simpler, easy to use. They just want to see their schedule and make their time reports, you know, it's put in their actuals.
And for, let's say, you know, an engineer or a manager, you can also create a list of all the gear you own. So every camera, every lens, every cable, so that you can better track what you own.
You have what you own, then you can track where it is, where it's going, when it's down for maintenance, how many times it was down for maintenance, you know, all of that information. Then also that communication of, okay, camera's down or it's going in for routine maintenance. It's off the grid. Like, we can't use that for that shoot that day. You know, so you don't get to the day of production.
Keeps you from double booking.
I mean, it's conflict warning, it's all of that. It's a whole tool to run your facility.
So who needs this? I mean, I know who needs this, but who's getting this and who's actually buying this?
So, you know, our bread and butter, post-production houses, some production facilities, but really where we also have a ton of new clients is corporate accounts and universities. Everybody has media departments now, if not many, right?
Oh, multiple, yeah.
Because everybody's producing video content. So they've got the same problems. It's just internal. So maybe instead of, they're not creating an invoice for a client, but they're still adding value, and they maybe not be charged, but they want to be able to say, this is the value we provide to you. So and you think we're a free service internal in the company,
Right.
but this is how much this would cost if we didn't exist.
No,
So-
and I came from that world, and I was the one saying having to support multiple departments, and the departments weren't paying for it, but I still needed to justify, hey, look, I need another camera. Here's
Right.
why, right? And so for me, I had to make those justifications of why I
Absolutely.
needed more budget. This is what I was going to do with it, and
Right.
these are all the people that I'm supporting out there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing. So what is the smallest client that you have?
Oh, sometimes people will get in with one advanced desktop user that's doing all the scheduling and 5 to 10 web users. They're a small facility. They have really centralized doing the scheduling all the way to the billing. And then they have 10 editors or operators, not even, maybe 5,
Yeah.
So that works in that kind of environment as well and can run a whole business. Or it can be
how big?
250
Yeah,
users. We have
nice.
big clients with lots and lots of users. So it really satisfies all the needs.
So this is, really and truly going back to it, this is a organization that wants to better manage the tools and the time being spent on projects.
Yep.
Yeah, and the assets they're using in those projects.
Yeah.
And then be able to reconcile or bill it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
And anticipating what's coming is all based on if you have it laid out in some sort of schedule. Even if it
Right.
changes 15, 16 times a week, you at least know where the conflicts are going to come from, where you're going to have issues. So you're constantly managing it, but you're putting the framework in, and then you're managing it as it goes, and then you're prepared for what comes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited to be partnering with you all to do this.
Yeah,
'cause
we're excited too.
It's really, I think it's such an amazing story because, like I said earlier, it's the other half of the story.
Yeah.
Right? We think we make money off of the content we create, but it's the process
Yeah.
of creating the content that makes the money, and this will really help initiate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all are on the show floor.
We're on the show floor,
Awesome.
South Hall, Lower.
South Lower,
Yeah.
perfect. So really the message is come, sit down, see it.
Yeah, come. We'll do a demo for you, show you, walk you through. Everybody has a different workflow. There are no two alike. So sit down, let us talk to you. We really do know the industry well and how people work and how to make you more
Perfect.
efficient, so we can show it to you.
Awesome. All right, so if you're at NAB this week, go to the South Lower, sit with Jody or one of the team, get a demo. Look, if you can't make it to NAB this week, well, give us a call and we'll schedule up a webinar for you or post some videos of previous ones that have been done. All right, Jody, thank you so much for being
thank
here.
you.
It's
We
a
love
pleasure
it.
to have you.
All right, thanks.
This has been JB&A Today. This has been Jody from FarmersWife, and we will see you on the next episode of JB&A Today Live.